Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching this in whatever time zone. Welcome to SportsKing TV. Special day today, special episode. We've been asked by the Croydon Municipal to do the first round of the SportsKing Cup. So, my colleague Blaine, how are we feeling on this?
Yeah, good. Just had a look over the team. Some very, very strong names in there, so should be a pretty good cup.
Just to give you a bit of history about the cup, we've had recent winners which are Saha, Boss Jam, Portland and Croydon FC, so it should be a good one really, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, that's four very, very big teams in Sunday League football.
Who's your money on? If you was a betting man, go on.
From the list I'm looking at, I think Saha have got to be seen as the favourites. I think they've been dominating the Croydon League for the last few years.
You'll go over London, what is it, Lambeth Lions? They look
Lambeth Lions, I've been hearing a lot of noise on Twitter, they've been making a lot of good signings, but for me, I think the new boys on the block don't just come in and overtake the Kings. So I think that the Kings at the minute, they got to take that crown off them and they got to earn it.
Yeah, no. All right, just to give you a bit more history with it, it's actually a cup between two divisions. You've got the Prem Division and Division 1 in the Croydon Municipal. It should really be an entertaining cup, so well, let's get on with it.
Okay, so how it's going to work is we've got 18 teams in the draw at the moment. We're going to have to draw 2 pre-round games to cut that number down to 16, so we can have the round of 16 in full flow. Duke is going to draw the 18 teams, and then once that's done, we're going to put the 16 numbers back in and then draw the round of 16. So if you would.
Let's go. Okay, first number is number 3.
So number 3, Boss Jam. Big team, Boss Jam.
Big team,
a lot of history.
Big team. Number 14.
Number 14, Santos 92. Santos, I believe, are another very big team over in the Croydon League, so that is a hell of a pre-round game. So on to the second pre-round game.
Number 6.
Number 6, Croydon JFC. Don't know a lot about them, but most teams over that way are always pretty strong. So
we'll face number 15.
Number 15, Selsdon Town, another very strong team. So you sort of picked out all the strong teams to have some pre-round games.
But that's how it goes sometimes, isn't it?
Okay, on to the second part of the draw, the round of 16. So obviously Boss Jam and Santos now share a number, as do Croydon JFC and Selsdon Town, as they will be playing in the pre-games. So Duke will start us off.
Number 12.
Okay, so game 1 is number 12, Saha 11. And they will be playing
Number 14.
Number 14, Spartans. Game number 2 will be
Number 16.
Number 16, Woodside.
We'll be playing ball number 3.
Ball number 3, Boss Jam or Santos.
Number 15.
So game number 3 starts off with number 15, Southside Blues.
Number 7.
And they'll be playing number 7, FC Centurions.
Number 1.
So game number 4, number 1, Addiscombe Casual.
We'll be playing Number 6.
And travelling to Addiscombe will be Croydon JFC or Selsdon Town.
Ball number 2.
Game 5, ball number 2, Battersea Ironsides at home.
Ball number 5.
And they will be playing against Croydon FC. Teams left for game number 6.
Ball number 10.
And ball number 10 is Palace Saint-Germain.
Ball number 9.
And the away fixture for this one will be Lambeth Lions. That is a very good game.
Ball number 11.
At home for game 7 is number 11, Saha, my favourites for the cup.
Go up against ball number 8.
And Saha will be taking on Cobbs. Only 2 teams left, but we'll get the formality out of the way.
Ball number 13.
Ball number 13, Sanderstead at home.
Ball number 4.
And they'll be playing ball number 4, Cheltenham Athletic.
Okay, so that concludes the first round of the SportsKing Cup in the Croydon Municipal League. Blame, what do we think of that?
Yeah, some very, very good fixtures, I think. If we start off with the first one, Sahara 11 versus Spartans should be a tough game. I think, from what I know of Spartans, they're a very strong team. I think they've been around for a while. The Sahara 11, I don't know a lot about it. They're obviously linked with the main Sahara team. I think it's like a second team kind of thing going on. They play in the league below. So they're bound to have a lot of talent, they're bound to be a good team, but I think that should be a tough one.
I'm not going to lie, I'm looking out for that Palace Saint-Germain versus Lambeth. That should be a decent fixture. I know I've jumped the gun there, but I'm quite excited. I wanted to get in.
Nah, to be fair, I think Lambeth are coming in. They want to come in and prove that they're up there. So
top dogs, isn't it?
Yeah, they'll have a point to prove. I think, like I said before, Saha is the team that everyone talks about, but they could come in and do some damage. So yeah, they'll be looking for a big win. But Palace Saint-Germain, from what I know of them, they're no mugs. They'll be up for the battle.
What do we think of the Woodside game? Woodside versus Bosch Jam.
So that takes us on to the second game. I think Bosch Jam or Santos have still got to play in the pre-round, so that could go either way. I think Santos are a good team. Bosch Jam well established, so they'll be wanting to go through. Woodside I don't know too much about. I think Bosch Jam and Santos I've kind of seen here and there, I kind of heard about. Woodside I'm not too sure. I think
they've got a YouTube channel. I think they've got some content on that. They look. I
think they're in the top division and they've been around for a while, so you'd expect them to be up there challenging. I think they'll be watching the pre-round game really to see what they get. But I think Bosch Jam or Santos, there's neither team you'd really prefer. It's going to be a tough game whoever they get. But being at home, I'm sure they'll be up for that. Like I said, I don't know enough about them to really say what my prediction is on the game. I'm sure they'll
call it. Let's have a look.
So if I'm calling that, then I need to call the pre.
I was going to say, go for the pre-round and then.
I'm going to go Bosch Jam to win the pre-round based on their reputation and their history, and they'll still have a bit of that knocking around. And then Bosch Jam to win.
What they won? They won anything?
I think they won the league back in the day a few times. They won this cup I think once or twice. I don't know what they've done in the last 2 or 3 years, but always growing up playing football, Bosch Jam was one of the top teams sort of in the last 10 years or so. So yeah, they'll get my money on the bet just because I know a lot more of them than the others. But 3 strong sides.
So who would you bank on for the Woodside Bosch Jam game?
Yeah, purely for the same reasons. I mean, I'll go Bosch Jam again just because, like I said, I know a lot more.
Have you seen any of Woodside stuff?
I've seen a few bits here and there, but I've not really seen anything that I've looked at and thought, yeah, this team's gonna beat everyone. Like, I've not really watched enough to know. I think I've seen clips on Twitter and stuff like that, and they look good. I'm not taking anything away from them. They look like a good side. But for me, I love a team with a lot of history, as you know. So I'm gonna go Bosch Jam.
Yeah, no, that's right. Anyway, I'm going Woodside for that, just to be a bit of an arsehole, really. Well, not really an arsehole, just I'll go against the grain. I've seen Woodside. I'm pretty sure if it's the same team I'm thinking on the YouTube channel, I'm gonna go Woodside.
I think they play in green, no?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. And they got the,
if it's who I'm thinking, they're a good side. But just for me, the history and the prestige of a lot.
All right, let's move on. Anyway, we'll be here all day talking about history and old time stuff. Go on.
So match 3, Southside Blues versus FC Centurions. I'll be honest, I do not know a lot about
Centurions. That sounds familiar, but I'm not sure if they've got another channel. I don't know. I might be mixing that up with some.
Yeah. So for me, in terms of a prediction, that's anyone's guess.
Go on, guess it.
I'm gonna go Southside Blues just because.
You like the name?
Yes, you can't beat Southside, really.
There we have it. No history, just the name.
Blues,
that's what we're going on
Blues
here.
a decent colour.
All right, let's go. Let's move on to the next one.
So the next game, Addiscombe Casuals will be taking on either Croydon JFC or Selsdon Town. So again, another pre-round to decide what the actual fixture is. For me, Selsdon is a team I know quite a lot about. I've seen them a few times. I think I played against them in a friendly a couple of years ago for, I can't remember what team it was. I was doing someone a favour, playing with someone and got absolutely spanked. So they're going to get my vote purely for that. Croydon JFC in the pre-round suggests it's a junior side, JFC Junior Football Club. So maybe it's like a team that was under 18s that's just stepped up into men's football. So they might find it tough to go against Selsdon. I think Selsdon will be too strong for them. And then Addiscombe against Selsdon in the next round. Again, I don't know enough about Addiscombe to really say if they're going to be.
I'm not going to lie, I don't know, neither know, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, so prediction will go Selsdon to win the pre-round and then Selsdon to win the last 16 round.
Alright, cool.
No arguments?
Nope, I'm going to get a couple of splinters in my ass from sitting on that fence. So, next one, let's go.
So the next one, Battersea Ironsides against Croydon FC. Croydon FC, I know a little bit about. I was going to play them, I think, in a pre-season friendly this year, but it didn't materialise. Well, they're in Croydon. Me getting my team out to Elton can be a challenge. So there was no way I was getting my team down to Croydon. It was going to be on a Thursday evening, and it was something that I was quite keen.
Where was it? Whereabouts in Croydon? Deep Croydon, or sort of like, or was it in Purley?
I think it might have been the athletics track. I think.
Oh, that's carved. That's not. You couldn't get them down to there.
Mate, when I can get them down to Meridian, then I'll start talking about getting people down to Croydon. Until then, we gave that an absolute swerve. But yeah, they seem like they're a good team. So when we was talking about playing, I had a little bit of a look at them. The results seem alright. They seem like they're doing okay. So purely because I don't know enough about Battersea Ironsides, I'll give Croydon my vote. But there are a few teams from Battersea that are quite strong. There's a team, Battersea boys, that have always done really well, so maybe football in Battersea is quite good, I don't know.
Anyway, what's the next one?
The next one, so this one I think is your pick. We've already kind of discussed it, so we maybe just gloss over it, but yeah, Palace Saint-Germain against Lambeth Lions. Purely to be an arsehole like you decided to do, I'm going to go against you and say Palace Saint-Germain to get the win.
I reckon at least 3-0.
To be fair, Lambeth Lions, I've not seen anything of them since pre-season, but pre-season they were looking like they were going to be a problem.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie, I'm judging it off pre-season.
There was a lot of signings being made, a lot of noise on Twitter, and there was even a few circles that were mentioning maybe they're the best team in Lambeth, which is a bit of a big shout. But there was a few people that mentioned Lambeth Lions are going for the Lambeth crown, so whether or not that's true, I don't know. It's not for me to say, but yeah, I think Lambeth will be the favourites, but I'm going to back Palace Saint-Germain just to go against you.
If you're going to be naughty, just give it and you're going to go against me. I called 3-0. What would you say?
I'm going to say...
Pull it out there, just with your chest.
I'm going to say 3-2 PSG. Because I think Lambeth will score from what I've seen of their firepower.
3-2.
3-2. Magic of the cup, anything can happen.
Yeah, of course. Magic of the cup, I like that.
So that takes us on to game 7, which is Saha versus Cobbs. Saha, obviously my pick for the cup. I think they're the team that probably makes the most noise on social media from the Croydon League.
They do.
It's, as a league, from what I've seen of the Croydon League, they like to keep themselves to themselves. They go about their business quietly. When there was all that stuff going on with the rep team, you know, they kept a low profile, then they come out and shocked probably the worst rep team. The worst league for rep teams going at the minute. The team that gets the side out and then complains about Z teams and C teams. But
Croydon, I love you. I don't know what he's talking about.
No. I'm supporting Croydon. They beat the team that likes to talk a lot of rubbish about Z teams.
Right. What team's that? You might as well put their name out.
OBDSL.
OBDSL.
Worst league for rep teams ever. Because they go for it, they're excited, they get their team out, and then all of a sudden when they lose, they had a Z team. And it's like, yeah, cool. Best league in the world.
Best league. I'd rather know.
But Z team when it comes to every single time. But yeah, back to the thing at hand. So like I was saying, Zaha make the most noise. They put themselves out there. I think they do some filming as well. I don't know if they.
I think they do. Yeah.
I don't know if they're a fully fledged YouTube team. They do some filming. I think everyone saw them take a bit of a beating against rising ballers, and I think people kind of. I don't know. I think people kind of took the mick a bit and maybe took them off that top shelf level team. But for me, they're a strong side. They'll give anyone a game. They're my picks for the league and for this cup. So yeah, Cobs I don't know too much about, but I think they're probably not going to be happy that you've drawn them against Zaha first game.
You got it's the magic of the cup, innit? Really.
Magic of the cup. Zaha. So for giving it score predictions, I'll go 3-1 Zaha.
Oh, that's respectable. You can come out.
Nah, we'll keep it respectable. I don't know.
Is that your deep?
I don't know Cubs, so I'm not gonna tell them they're gonna get.
Yeah, but you know Zaha, and you know the kind of caliber of fire that they're holding. Isn't
Maybe 4.
4.
I'll say 4.
Magic of the cup. Sorry, Cubs. You gotta blame this.
I hope you prove me wrong. I'm a big fan of the underdog. Being bottom of the league myself at the moment, I'm a big fan of the underdog.
We're gonna get into that. You weren't leaving here without talking about that. Anyway,
can't wait.
What's the last and final one?
Final, last but not least, Sanderstead versus Spartans. That's another very good game.
That's a mad game.
Sanderstead.
I like Sanderstead. To be honest, they're my team out of all of them.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think the best team in the league, but they're probably my favourite team. I've played against them as well. I know I mentioned about history earlier, on a bit of history. The year that somebody won the PCC in Westwell. They beat Sanderstead in the final 16.
Was that the COVID year?
No, that was 2 years before COVID. That was when we had a full season and nothing got finished and a certain team won everything.
Someone get him out of here.
We're talking about. Yeah. So we played Sanderstead in the last 16 and they dragged us down to Purley playing fields. Absolute.
Oh, is that the one by the where the old swimming pool used to be?
I don't know. It was a big field.
That big field, yeah. It's got about 100 pitches.
Yeah, and it was honestly probably the worst place I've ever played football.
I think that's, to be honest, that's Croydon's Mottenham. That's their Mottenham field.
It's like the Charlton Park or Mottenham. They dragged us down to the trenches in the rain.
Oh, you got dirty.
But the worst thing about it was, and I always called out the Sanderstead guy at the time, but he's a nice guy, but I had to give him a little bit of grief.
You do that on the sideline. I know it's like you're this nice cool guy.
Do you know what it is? I like playing mind games, but they're only fun when you win. So I've been quiet this year, but previous years I talk a lot of crap on the side.
I know. The trash talk is I know.
So the Sanderstead basically, our game was at Coney Hall, which is a pretty decent ground. I don't know if you played there. We're on our way there. Then at about 9:15 or maybe 9, give or take. I've got a message from the Sanderstead manager saying, oh yeah, just so you know, the game's been moved last minute to Purley playing field. So I thought, alright, it's a sort of an extra half.
You hadn't been there before, have you?
Nah. Got there, pulled up, and I just looked at it and said, oh, it's a map off. This is terrible.
Yeah.
For me, I was convinced they'd done it on purpose because they didn't want us playing football. But yeah, no, we won the game. Pretty comfortable, but.
What's comfortable? Talk to
I think 6-1, maybe 5-1, 6-1.
No.
It was comfortable. Like it wasn't comfortable. It wasn't an easy game, but it was tough conditions. And I think
6-1 wasn't an easy game.
Yeah, but I think it was 2-1 at half time, and then the last half an hour, I think we scored 3 to sort of kill it off. Once they realised it was pretty much game over, they kind of gave up a bit, lost their heads. Fun fact, they was
that's fine.
They was I don't know. It might have been 5-1. I don't know. But yeah, that fun fact, they was filming the game, but I didn't ever see a video come out. So.
Mate, I'm not gonna lie, it's hard.
Apparently they had camera issues. But now, all jokes, the Sanderstead guys are great. We respect you, we like you. They entered the PCC as well, so it's a big shout out to any team outside Westford that actually has the energy to come.
It's a good look still.
Yeah, very good look. So Spartans are a strong team.
Another YouTube.
Heard a lot about them.
Yeah,
seen a lot of good things.
Yeah, I've actually met their manager, a cool guy as well still, so.
For me, I'm gonna say Spartans just because I haven't seen any bad or any negatives of them yet. They're a strong team in their league, but they haven't really done anything outside of it against teams from other leagues. So it's hard to kind of put them in that top conversation. Whereas Zaha put themselves out there. Zaha's go up against, I don't know, the Kenningwells in pre-season. They'll play the rising ballers. So you know who Zaha are. Whereas Spartans, I haven't really seen them do anything like that. They'll get my vote to win this game because I think they'll be too strong for Sanderstead. But you never know. Magic of the cup.
The magic of the cup.
Magic of the cup.
So.
Magic of the cup.
Magic of the cup. I believe in it. I believe it. I believe the Sports King Cup,
Best cup around.
best cup around, and you will see some big cup upsets, which all adds to the entertainment, innit? Really.
Yeah.
History in the making.
History in the making.
All right. So on that note, we conclude this. Want to thank my co-host Blaine.
Thanks for having me.